Visualize this. The systems have been dark for 21 days. Your neighbor's property, the one with the high-end solar array, the smart security, and the pristine landscaping, was breached on day 4. Stripped bare, the occupants vanished. You heard the chaos. Your property, meanwhile, features overgrown weeds, flaking exterior stain, and a weathered tarp secured to the roof as if you surrendered months ago. Inside, you are sheltered, nourished, protected, and completely unseen. Welcome to the ghost house. The discipline of remaining invisible while the social order disintegrates. No fortifications, no banners, no targets. Just you, your unit, and a structure that appears to have already been pillaged. Let's get into it. The fatal error is looking capable. Here is what leads to the end. People believe survival means transforming their dwelling into a military outpost. Reinforced shutters, visible optics, a perimeter that announces you have resources worth defending. Congratulations. You just marked your location as a high-value target. Because here is the reality. During a total failure, the individual with the fortress does not endure. The individual who appears to possess nothing does. The residence that is not worth the ammunition, the land that signals it was already raided. Move on. That is the ghost house. And it begins now before the darkness arrives. Step 1. Present as a casualty while constructing a vault. Inspect your neighborhood as if you were a predator. What draws your focus? Solar panels reflecting the light? A garden full of produce? Fresh maintenance? Expensive vehicles? Security optics, a yard that suggests someone still has hope. Every single one is a signal flare that says you are doing well. Come and take it. So here is the strategy. Let your grounds go to seed. Not complete ruin, just neglect, as if you are drowning like everyone else. Throw a blue plastic sheet over a section of your roof. It does not matter if it covers a leak. It only needs to signal that you are barely managing. Scatter debris near the entrance. Perhaps an old shattered piece of furniture. Trash, the visual evidence that this site has been cleaned out. Now, while you establish that facade, you are turning the interior into a bunker. Replace every short hinge screw with 4-inch steel screws that anchor deep into the structural wood. Your door frame is now a trap. Apply security film to your glass. It is invisible from the street, but it converts glass into a web that will not yield. Even if they strike it, they are not entering. Install heavy mesh behind your windows, a steel barrier that rejects tools and force. Concealed, aggressive, functional. Strengthen your garage from within. And disable the remote operator. Those frequencies are easily intercepted. The rule is absolute. All your power is hidden. All your fragility is fabricated. Step 2. Eliminate your light, sound, and scent. When the energy fails and the area goes black, every spark of light in your glass is a beacon for threats. You require total darkness. Not curtains, not blinds. Blackout. Secure foil-backed insulation. Dull side facing outward. It rejects light and thermal signatures. Combine it with heavy fabrics, old bedding, anything with mass. Seal the perimeters. Test it at midnight. Have someone observe from a distance with optics while you ignite a flame inside. If they detect anything, you are exposed. Because here is the truth. A single flame can be detected from hundreds of yards away in the dark. A handheld light can be seen for miles. Now let's address noise. When the world falls silent, no engines, no climate control, no maintenance. Every vibration you create travels like a flare. A dropped object is heard blocks away. A flushing mechanism is a signal. Train your family now. Low voices, soft movement, no impact. Convert it into a game for the children. Incentivize them. Establish the behavior before the necessity because you cannot teach stealth during a crisis. Dampen your floors. Install padding. Lubricate every hinge. Your residence should be as silent as a grave. And then there is scent. You are preparing hot meals while the world is starving. That aroma travels far on the wind. It is an invitation you did not issue. The solution: pressure vessels. They contain the vapor and the odor. If you must prepare food openly, do it when the atmosphere is moving or when others might be active. Hide your signature in the background, or cook in the dead of night when the world is asleep. Let's proceed with step 3. Construct an analog warning system. No energy required. You cannot protect what you do not detect. And when the system fails, your digital security is useless. So you go primitive, effective, intelligent. Place empty metal cans on thin supports along your perimeter, under openings near access points. When someone impacts that boundary, the cans fall. You detect the sound or see the evidence later. Even more effective is the dust trap. Lay a fine layer of powder or loose earth along paths, under windows near side entrances. Inspect it every morning. Impressions do not lie. You will know if someone was scouting, even if they were silent. Level it out. Reset. Continue. If you have the means, conceal trail optics. Disguise them as stones or bird shelters. Triggered by motion. Silent. You capture evidence of who is observing your home without them knowing. Now listen, here is the key. You do not want a confrontation. You want the data because that informs you when to increase security, when to relocate assets, when to begin security rotations. Step 4. Structural layers. Imagine a geometric defense. Even the most perfect ghost house might be probed, so you construct barriers. Outer perimeter 50 yards out. This is where you direct movement. You force intruders into specific zones or away from your weak points. Use geography, wreckage, a disabled vehicle. You dictate the approach. Next, the yard. You require clear observation, no foliage where a threat can hide. And you must know your measurements. From your position to the gate, 40 feet. To the path, 60. If engagement is required, you must know the distance. Then there is the structure itself. This is where the hidden strength activates. Secure doors by use seconds. Security film on the glass makes entry a struggle. Every moment they waste is a moment you are preparing. Finally, the internal stronghold. A central room, ideally on an upper level. Steel entry. It is provisioned with water, rations, medical supplies, communication, and a weapon. This is your final position. You can survive in there for days if required. And if all else fails, you disappear. Step 5. Exit strategies. Because property is not worth a life. Your house is not worth your pulse. Repeat that to yourself. So, you require at least 2 escape paths that do not involve the primary entrance. An upper window with a reinforced ladder. Drill it. Time it. Ensure everyone can operate it in total darkness. A lower exit that leads to concealment. A neighbor's property. A wooded area. A drainage channel. A crawl space that exits the structure. It is cramped. It is unpleasant, but it functions. Every path leads to a convergence point, a planned location hundreds of yards away. Somewhere with concealment and a sightline to the house, a structure, a storm pipe, a forest edge. Everyone knows the point. Everyone drills the movement. No exceptions. Because the objective is not to win an engagement. The objective is to survive. And occasionally that means retreating and returning when the threat is gone. This is not just mechanics. It is psychology and physics. Threats seek easy gains. A home that appears vacant or already pillaged will be bypassed. It is all a calculation of risk versus gain. And you just made the risk too high for the perceived reward. Light, sound, and scent are survival markers. In a dark, silent world, these are the only ways to find life. You manage them, you become a ghost. Every layer of defense buys you time. Time to deliberate, time to act, time to vanish. Every layer is a point of doubt for the aggressor. Is this worth the effort? You must ensure the answer is no. It is the gray man logic. The one who blends into the background is the one who survives. Not the champion, not the loudest, the one no one perceived. Your residence is simply a part of that. When the structure fails, the survivors will not be the ones with the largest arsenal or the highest barricades. They will be the ones no one noticed. The ones who appeared as victims but were actually prepared. The ones who recognized that invisibility is the ultimate defense. So let the weeds grow. Let the surfaces decay. Let them believe you are already ruined.